Rogue Genesia. Rogue Genesia is another successful entry into the genre that became very popular due to the huge impact of vampire survivors. Comparing them makes sense but doesn't do an RNG justice. The gameplay is very fluid and combines the hectic beat the bullet hell with a light version of Slay of the Spire, making your progress through small stages instead of finishing a very big one. So far there is not too much diversity, but still makes the whole gameplay feel slightly different. Compared to the versus kill X number mobs, survive for X time or just visit a shop are some of your options. The power-ups feel great and the beautiful 2D meets the 3D art style is a joy to behold. Blasting through hordes of enemies feels great, and keeping in mind that this game is still about the halfway through the early access, I expect even more great things to come up. There is also a lot more meta progression now, which is tied into the beating challenges, which also look like they have no business actually working in a survival's lag, but it somehow does. I'm nowhere though the list of the challenges to unlock upgrades yet, but I can forget challenges such as minus 100% movement speed, literally tower defense, only 10 upgrades, on paper terrible upgrades, on level ups, or having to beat a survival stage with just 1 HP. I've had a surprisingly good time working out how to beat these challenges. While I'm not the endgame yet, I also want to mention that so far from the varieties of the builds of trials such as melee, auras, multi-hit projectiles or summons, they all get the job done, assuming a little luck with your upgrades of course. I could gush on with some more stuff I think the game does well, but I think it will suffice to say Rogue Genesia is already a high quality entry into this genre. I think the only thing I can personally say I'm not a fan of is how long it takes to beat a run when you start doing the higher world tiers. 1 hour plus to get through the run feels too long, even if it's broken up into smaller stages and opportunities to save and resume at your leisure. Early access is a great putting in some feedback and criticism, hence I'd like to add some points I personally found out weak or not yet great. The music really needs some work. The song playing sound monotonous and not engaging at all. Killing hundreds of mobs on screen never felt reflected through the music. The effects sound flat as well. I expected a bit more noise and impact when my screen became very crowded. Compare these to this endorphin overloading effects and chest opening and you easily spot the difference. Some abilities need more color or a way to make it more visible and distinguishable. This is a true for enemies and the player alike. Also, the impact of hitting anything could be improved. Again, this could be related to the flat sound effects and might be easily fixed by putting in a couple of oomph effects. In conclusion, this game is incredibly fun to play. The art style looks gorgeous and the whole gameplay loop and progression make it look like it's something that actually evolved from the Vampire Survivors rather than simply copying it. Minor negative aspects were the music and the sound design, which, looking at how far Rogue Genesia is into early access right now, might and will hopefully change in the future. You get lots of bangs for your bucks here. Let's just hope that that cranks up the volume just a tiny bit. Definitely worth an attention to the collection. And with the great controller support, this one really lends itself to kicking back with the dash builds and seeing now how far I can go.